ULEZ news update. 5 councils launched legal action. Even Labour MPs are turning on Labour Mayor Sadiq Khan. Boris blasts ULEZ, which actually can be traced back to him originally. Meanwhile, could Downing Street veto the whole thing? And how can you make your voice heard? The pressure is on the mayor. Now is the time to pile it on, and I'll tell you how.
Brown car guy.
The ultra-low emission zone, the ULEZ expansion that's set to go ahead in August this year, expanding to the whole of Greater London, remains a hot topic among the millions of Londoners that will be affected by it, and who, if they don't have a ULEZ compliant car, will have to pay a daily £12.50 charge to drive their car around. Here are the latest updates that you need to know about.
Brown car guy. A brown car guy. Brown car guy.
First up, 5 councils, one of them not even in Greater London, are teaming up to take on Sadiq in a legal challenge. Bexley, Bromley, Hillingdon and Harrow, which is actually just up the road from here, along with Surrey County Council, are launching a judicial review. The coalition is challenging the expansion in the High Court on 5 grounds, claiming that TfL failed to comply with statutory requirements or consider compliance rates in Outer London. They also say that the scrappage scheme was not consulted on. This is the cash for clunkers deal that will give those that qualify £2,000 for their old car or 2 bus passes or something like that. Meanwhile, Brent, where I am, which is a neighbour to Harrow, appears to be just going along with it.
Brown car guy.
But Brent is Labour, you say, same as Sadiq, so of course it will go along with him, right? Well, yeah, but it turns out that even some Labour MPs are now turning against the ULEZ expansion. 4 of them, in fact, have come out against it. Seema Malhotra, Labour's Shadow Business and Consumers Minister, said while she believed in improving air quality, she was very concerned about the disproportionate effect on lower income families and the self-employed who use their vehicle for work. Abena Opong Asare, I hope I pronounced that right, who is Shadow Exchequer Secretary to the Treasurer and MP for Erith and Thamesmead, warned that we might be in a situation where people will be worse off. John Crodas, the MP for Barking and Dagenham, said he was deeply disappointed about the policy, adding that the representations I made on behalf of my constituents fell on deaf ears. Siobhan McDonough, MP for Mitcham and Morden, has also echoed her colleagues' concerns.
Brown car guy.
Meanwhile, former Prime Minister Boris Johnson has blasted Sadiq Khan over the ULEZ expansion. Now, it should be pointed out that as the former Mayor of London before Sadiq Khan, Boris did in fact begin planning for ULEZ way back in 2014. Plans that were then taken up by Sadiq when he became Mayor in 2016 and of course instigated in 2019. To be fair though, I personally also don't have any issue with congestion charging and ULEZ in central London. It's this expansion that is unjustified because, as I keep repeating over and over again, Transport for London, TfL's own report, says the impact will be negligible and marginal at best, and in some cases even negative. Boris confirmed that he was supporting Hillingdon Council's fight against the expansion, and you know what? Here's what he said.
I know quite a lot about improving air quality in London. I brought in a lot more cycling, I brought in new hybrid buses, I brought in green electric taxis, and we got nitrous oxide down by 20%, we got PM10s, PM2.5s down by 15%, and that was even before we brought in the ULEZ, the ultra-low emission zone, for inner London. And you do not need an all-London emission zone, an outer London emission zone. It's inner London that has the air quality problem. And of course, you don't need an outer London emission zone, an ultra-low emission zone for the whole of London in the way that Sadiq Khan is imposing one, because by 2030, all new cars in this country are going to be much cleaner and greener anyway. There's only one reason why he's doing it, and that is because he has bankrupted TfL by his mismanagement of the finances of London, and he wants to rake in money from motorists in outer London and beyond in a way that is completely unreasonable and unnecessary for air quality. So stop Khan's mad ulez expansion plan, fight the outer London ulez, fight his plans to take money off hard-pressed motorists at a very, very difficult time, and stop this mad lefty tax on people's lives and livelihoods.
Brown card guy.
And finally, there's some hope that Downing Street and the current Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has the power to step in and veto the whole thing. According to some press reports, apparently civil servants are reportedly considering whether expanding ulez actually overreaches Khan's authority as Mayor of London. Remember, the public consultation over this was overwhelmingly against the expansion. Plus, the Greater London Authority GLA Act of 1999 gives the government the power to veto legislation put forward by the mayor which is inconsistent with nationwide transport policies and if it has a detrimental effect elsewhere. Again, keep in mind that the surrounding home counties didn't get a say over the ulez expansion at all, but residents and businesses there will inevitably also be impacted. This veto power has never been used by the government before, but hey, there's a first time for everything, right? And you should let them know that you want them to use that veto power, and you could do that at a protest that will be taking place in Trafalgar Square this Saturday, 25th of February from around midday. I'll see you there.
Brown card guy.
Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit the like button and share this video as well if you can. And while you're at it, check out these guys who also sponsor my content. I am deeply grateful to them because it helps me to buy new equipment, put fuel in the cars, and yes, buy a cup of coffee. You can do the same. Just go here or right here on YouTube. Just hit these three little dots down here and click on thanks. Make sure you're signed in first. My content is free, but this is how you can help me keep it that way. I may even send you a gift. Oh, by the way, watch this next.